All that could be heard within the empty asylum was the sound of the deceased little girl's music box. Hey Crypt Keepers, thank you for tuning into AmysCrypt. I'm kind of pumped for today's episode because I get to sit down and talk to you guys all about the history, the ghost stories, and share a little bit of ghost evidence from one of Australia's most haunted places. Larundel Asylum sits on the outskirts of Melbourne, Australia, and many people consider it to be one of the most haunted places in the country. Construction began on the building in the 1930s, and Larundel was built initially to take over from another psychiatric hospital which was very nearby. But the construction was actually hindered because of World War II, and then the building was repurposed. It was actually used for an Air Force training facility and hospital. But then later, after the war, it was actually used to house families that had been displaced due to the war, and it was even used as a school at one point too. As the years went on, Larundel would eventually be used for its original purpose again, opening as a psychiatric hospital in 1953. It could house a lot of patients at a time, and it was used to treat people who had mental illnesses as well as varied psychotic disorders. It was a massive place. It could hold up to 700 patients at a time. It was even known to house a serial killer at one point, and it was the first place where lithium use was experimented with and developed as a treatment. As the treatment of psychiatric issues progressed, a lot of the establishments such as Larundel closed down in the 1980s. Larundel was soon to follow suit. It actually closed down in 1999, which to me seems quite recent. Since then, the building has sat abandoned, emptied, and slowly rotted. A lot of people have visited over the years, mostly to vandalize it, but there's also been a lot of people that have been drawn here to investigate the paranormal because a lot of stories and ghost folklore have developed around the site. There have been many people to report having strange experiences at Larundel, though I should note that the building used to be a lot easier to access. Unfortunately, when I went to visit, it has been completely closed and sealed to the public. A building development site has recently purchased it, and they're redoing the building to sell off as apartments. So I was a little bit sad that I couldn't get into the asylum for myself, but I am happy that the building is being saved and maintained in a way. But onto the paranormal side of things, which I know interests me the most, and I know that's why you guys watch my channel. We're all interested in the paranormal. The most common thing to happen here is people hearing noises within the empty building. So a very common one is people reporting to hear loud bangs or crashes. And skeptics might be able to explain this away as maybe a stray animal being inside the building, or maybe it is the building continuing to crumble. The building is in quite bad shape. But there's also some other noises that are a little bit harder to explain away when you know that the building is empty. A lot of people have heard yelling coming from empty rooms, as well as cries that seem to be from young children or even babies. Perhaps the best known or the most famous paranormal noise to come out of the asylum though relates to a legend that concerns a young girl that was actually housed there. Now it's said that this young female was held somewhere on the 3rd floor of the building, and the only personal possession that she had was a music box, and this was something that she really loved and she played with it all the time. Now legend has it, since this girl's death, people passing by the asylum or exploring it in the dead of night, because of course you have to set that creepy mood, can hear the faint sound of a music box playing, and that is totally creepy and also something that people have claimed to capture on tape. This story is super prevalent when you start thinking about or talking about Larundel, and there's even some people that claim to have caught this phenomena occurring. I actually managed to find a YouTube video that is from a couple of people who entered the asylum late one night, started to explore, and then recorded the sound of this music box playing. Now I'm going to watch it along with you guys. I have listened to it already, and just a little bit of warning, there's a couple of colourful words thrown in there that I'm not going to bleep out, which I normally do on my channel. I just don't want you to miss any of the sound that I play in this clip. I am going to listen to it right now with you all. I'm not going to show any footage, it's just going to be the audio because quite honestly there's not a lot to look at in the footage. I'm going to link the full video down below though, so So if you guys want to go check it out, do go and watch it. It is kind of interesting to watch and listen to. It's very strange, so let's chuck it on.
That's pretty fucking freaky. Where the fuck's that coming from? Wait, see if there's bells. It's only on 55.
Alright, so what did you guys think? Apparently this was filmed inside the asylum at 11:55 p.m. and it does sound super, super creepy. They also say in the video, oh, I can hear scratching. And that's kind of creepy too to think about when you're in a place like that. It is hard for me to say whether this is legitimate or not. The people that uploaded it claim it to be, and if you scroll through the comment section on this video, there's a couple of other people there that are saying, yes, I've been and I've heard this exact same thing before coming from empty rooms of the asylum. Then there are other people that say that, hey, this is a clock chime from the nearby uni grounds. So I don't actually know if there is a clock there that sounds like that. If anyone is from the area and actually knows, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Also, if you've ever been yourself and maybe you've actually heard the music box, I really would love to know about it. Now, it absolutely kills me that I couldn't make it inside this place to investigate. I went and checked out the asylum while I was in Melbourne, and I went and scoped it out in the day. Obviously couldn't get in. The security is really, tough there, so it just wasn't really possible. Otherwise, you guys know, I definitely would have gone back at night to perform a proper investigation. And there's one paranormal tool that I think would have been really, really interesting to use at this location that goes along with the ghost story a lot. So there's something new. It's a rather new tool called the Paranormal music box. And this thing it can be quite creepy when it actually sets off. Essentially what it is a black coffin-shaped box with a motion sensor on the front. And if anything goes past and triggers that motion sensor, it starts a music box tune actually playing. And it would be really interesting to use here, I think. I actually recently used the tool for myself, so you guys are going to see that coming up pretty soon on my channel, which I'm kind of excited to show you guys. I've also seen it used by one of my favorite investigators who also has a paranormal YouTube channel, and that's Britty44. So she actually has the paranormal music box. I think it'd be so awesome to investigate this place with her with the paranormal music box, because I just feel like if that piece of equipment was going to go off anywhere, it would be here. There are a lot of other types of paranormal activity said to occur here. So there's things like disembodied voices, footsteps, phantom smells. People have also seen full-bodied apparitions and shadow figures here, which really makes me think, what is this place going to be like once it's been fully renovated into apartments? So can you imagine living here? I mean, I would absolutely love to live there. I really wonder if the place will still be haunted. Maybe it will be more active once they're converted into apartments and, new people start passing by. But if anyone so happens to end up living there, please invite me over, coffee, tea, sleepover, whatever. I'd love to come and see the place. Now, I really hope that you guys liked this little look at the Larundel Psychiatric Hospital. I know that this video is a little bit different and a little bit shorter than the ones that I normally produce, but it's honestly just because I've been so busy this week, guys. I have a lot of cool stuff coming in the future, a lot of big investigations that you guys are going to see very soon. I'm still super happy to share Larundel on my channel, and I thought that this would be a good segue into letting you guys know that I do have a couple of actual asylum investigations coming up where I do make it inside and investigate those places at night, and I know that you guys are going to be so stoked to see those videos. I'm really excited to share them. The videos coming up next, my next couple, are going to be inside a haunted mansion where Jared and I actually got to spend the night, and the story's kind of intense there. It was a British fella was actually massacred and murdered within this mansion. So super excited to share those videos as well with you guys. But lots happening on my channel. There is a lot of cool stuff coming up real soon. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video, please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. That'll really help me out. If you want to learn any more about Larundel, then head to AmysCrypt.com. It's where I put articles about all of the haunted places that I visit. You guys can also follow me at AmysCrypt on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching, Crypt Keepers. Until next time.